This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks needed to win this game. To lock down the 3rd seed, and they failed to do so. They got 2 games left to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then Sunday versus the Brooklyn Nets. The Indiana Pacers, they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. Now, the Indiana Pacers played a Cleveland team that was not fully dressed to play. The Knicks, of course, were not fully dressed to play tonight. But and the Knicks looked like, to me, the team, when the game got tight, 4th quarter, Detroit goes on a 9-0 run. It looked to me like the Knicks were playing to me as if they said to themselves, we don't have everybody, so this game doesn't really mean much, right? If that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, that's a mistake, of course, by this team. A mistake. You play to win every time you're out there on the court. You play to get victories every time you're out there on the court. No matter what the situation is, no matter what the circumstance is, you try to win. And I'm not saying that's exactly what this team did, but it just looked to me like the urgency wasn't fully there. And, but that's been a problem with this basketball team all season. The urgency just for some reason sometimes isn't there. And I felt like towards the end of this game, the urgency wasn't there. Now, there's going to be people that say, see, this is proof that the Knicks are going to lose to the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs and all that kind of. I don't believe that. I feel like the Knicks are better than the Pistons, in my opinion. And I feel like they'll beat the Pistons. They lost the season 3-1. There's no doubt about it. They lost the season. That's a fact. I've been talking a lot about facts and opinions lately. That's a fact. The Knicks have lost to the Pistons, and they seem to match up very well against us. I'm not saying we're going to sweep them. It's going to be a good series. If we end up playing the Pistons in the first round, you better believe that. It's going to be a good series. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a physical one. Still believe the Knicks will win that series. Right? I still believe it. If we would have clinched versus Boston last night, that 3rd spot, nobody probably plays tonight. You know what I mean? Nobody probably plays. Now, we got to take care of business against Cleveland. Cleveland didn't play anybody tonight. Any of their stars tonight against the Indiana Pacers. They probably won't do, unless they were saving them for tomorrow night's game. Leave it. Listen. That's what teams do against the Knicks a lot of times. They save their players to play against the Knicks. We will see. But, I know some people say they're not worried about locking down the 3rd seed. I am. I don't want the Knicks to lock down the 3rd seed because Indiana lost. I want them to knock down the 3rd seed because they won. Because they took control of their own destiny. That's what I want. That's what I want from the basketball team. I want to take control of my own destiny, always. Get to a phone call. JJ from Brooklyn, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What's good, sir? What's good with you? How's everything, man?
I'm good, man. I want the
Good,
Knicks to go
good.
ahead and lock down this third seed and get that out the way so we can ride off the
Yeah,
rest of the season, you know?
right. So, all right. So I'm not gonna go too crazy, but I'm gonna say this. This is my worry about facing a team like Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
They won because we were missing key guys. That's just a fact,
3 key
right?
guys.
3 key guys. That's a fact. You
That's a
can't
fact.
deny that. But they won because they out physicaled us. I mean, did you see Towns tonight try and post up Isaiah Stewart? He was going backwards, literally backwards. Like he was getting out muscled every time he tried to post him up. There was one play he basically got backed up like 6 feet. It was crazy. He tried to post up. He ended up shooting like a fadeaway 16-footer. Never seen something like that. That was pretty wild. But that whole team, physical. Stewart, that was probably the highest impactful 0.1 rebound game I've ever seen. Like he dominated Cat, like point blank.
Karl Anthony Towns has a problem getting tough against tough guys.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. You saw it all game.
And that bothers me.
Yeah. Me too.
He
got bullied.
Yeah, he's bigger than guys. He's seemingly stronger than guys, but he doesn't use it.
Nah, he doesn't know how to use it. Like for the most part, he really doesn't know how to use it. I mean, Stewart. Stewart. I mean, he bullied him. I mean, straight up.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, do you think that's going to come back and bite us in the playoffs?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if he played Detroit, I don't think he's going to win that matchup. Like, I mean, points-wise, yeah, because Stewart's not a scorer. But, I mean, I don't think he's going to have a great series with Stewart. From what we've seen, he got dominated.
Yeah.
Every time he tried to post up, it's like, where you going? You're not moving him. You're not moving this guy an inch. You're the one getting moved every time. That's a very physical team. I mean, even off the bench, Schroeder, very physical.
They are.
I love Schroeder. You saw the play where Brunson fell and kind of stood over him. I like that stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's also the type of team where it's like even if you beat them, they're gonna like drain you for the next round.
Yeah.
That's not a good matchup.
Right. They're physical.
Super physical, man.
They're physical. Are you worried that their physicality will take us out in the playoffs, or at least, like you said, beat us up to the point where we mess around and go to a tough game 6 or game 7, physical game 7 versus the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And makes it even tougher versus a team like Boston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. I still think our talent would win out, but I don't think it's a 4 or 5 game series. I don't.
What kind of series?
Like you said,
what do you think it is?
6.
Okay, I can see that.
6. Yeah, and again, like that's the type of team. If you don't put them out early, 4 or 5, it's gonna hurt you in the next series. 100%. It just is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's not the type of team you want to play before you play, potential, Celtics team. It's just not. That's a super duper tough team, man. Like, man.
Yeah.
And you saw we were a finesse team, and that's kind of what we are, right? Or my fault. Go ahead, Sim.
They're a team that has nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Right? They're
100%.
They're like the way we were a few years ago.
Bingo. 100%. You hit it on the head. Exactly. Right. Couldn't agree more.
They have nothing to lose. I mean, I think we'll beat them. I think we're better.
I think so.
Right? Throughout the season, you never know what's going to come up. When tonight we're missing Mitch, we're missing OG, we're missing Josh Hart. I think we beat them.
Right.
It could go 6. It could go 6, but I think we win the series.
Better hope so, man. Because if not, oh boy, is it going to be ugly.
Oh, it would be ugly.
Oh Lord,
it'd be real ugly.
Oh boy.
Be real ugly. You got to beat
I
the
don't
Pistons.
think it's going to be super easy, man. I'll tell you that.
It's not. It's not going to be easy.
I mean, Duran. I mean, these dudes they're men. Like they're just men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Duran, he felt like a linebacker out there.
Yeah.
You know, they're just Cunningham. I mean, physical. I don't think there's one player on that team that's not like super physical. Maybe Beasley, Malik Beasley. That's probably it.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, and
And
maybe
then,
maybe this is the type of series that will wake us up and say, your ass has to play tough if you want to
like
win.
toughen them up. Like,
yeah, you know, maybe it's the type of series that the Knicks need in the first round. You know what I mean? To make them play, to force them to play tough.
That's a good point. Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just what they need.
Yeah. I agree. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. I like that point, though.
You know,
and then another thing, you know, Cade. I mean, you can't put these little guys on. I mean, he's you know, he abused Deuce. I mean, all game. I mean, you know, he's got 6 inches. I'm like 6 inches on him.
Yeah.
You know, Shamus. These guys can't guard him. He's too strong.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that didn't work.
So, you know, What do you think happens tomorrow night? I know I'm skipping to it. Do you think Cleveland plays their players tomorrow night?
Yeah, probably, considering they didn't play anybody tonight.
Because it's back
like
to
you
back.
said, everybody plays their guys versus the Knicks, it feels like. So,
yeah.
You know, that kind of goes.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
So.
We'll see.
Yeah. See, man.
I'm not like crazy devastated about the loss.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy devastated,
yeah.
but like I said, I want the Knicks to win to lock down the 3rd seed.
Does it raise any flags though, or no?
Does
like
what?
If that's the matchup.
If the Knicks lock down the 3rd seed, I mean, most likely that's going to be the matchup. Right now, the Knicks are 50-30, 2 games left to the season. The Pistons are 44-36. They're a game and a half behind the Milwaukee Bucks with 2 games left to the season.
Tonight.
So
won tonight.
You know, it's pretty much locked in that the Pistons are going to be the 6th seed.
Yeah.
You can't say yet that it's locked in that the Knicks are going to be the 3rd seed, but
right.
I would assume they're going to, if they don't win tomorrow, they'll beat the Brooklyn Nets.
Right.
Right? You would assume that and lock up that 3rd seed.
If they pull some funky stuff, say they lose versus the Cavs and then they shut everyone versus the Nets, would that like make you say, wow, like are they ducking like the Celtics or something? I'm curious if they would do that. Like, I don't know.
That's bad mojo, man. If they do that, that's bad mojo. And if the Knicks did that, I would question this regime.
Wow.
I would question Tom Thibodeau. Right? I would lose faith in them if they did that, because to me, they're not the type of regime. He's not the type of coach that would do that. Right? To me, it's like we're gonna play who we play, but if we found out that that's what they did and that was a strategy that they used, I wouldn't have faith in them anymore. I'd feel like they were suckers.
I can understand that perspective.
I feel like they was real soft, and you know that's not and I feel like if your regime is soft like that, your team is going to be soft like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting that they're trying to turn this team into, you know, that's why you got a PJ Tucker on the team, into a tough, grizzled team. You know what I'm saying? But if they did that, I would lose. I wouldn't like it at all. I'd be mad. I'd be pissed off. If they did that on purpose,
I get it.
I'd be pissed off, and I would definitely lose faith in this regime.
And
the
I
coach.
can understand that too.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can understand that. Yeah. All right, Sam. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it, JJ.
Take it easy, man.
All right. Peace.
All right, man.
Peace. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. it's a I don't want to say it's a tough loss, but you want the Knicks to take care of business when it's time to take care of business. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they got 2 more chances to do so, and we'll see what happens. Parrish Duggar, is this tonight? No, that was the other night. Sorry about that. Jason Benjamin, thank you. Appreciate the super chat. He said, I said it months ago, I don't like the Pistons matchup. It's not going to be an easy matchup. It's going to be a tough matchup. They match up well against our team. They play physical. It's like they're I don't want to say they're the full antithesis, but they're at least an antithesis of the Knicks, right? They play physical. The Knicks aren't really a physical basketball team. They got youth on their side. They got some youth on the basketball team. They picked up some vets to help them play a little bit more of a mature basketball game. I'm not crazy about the matchup either, but I still think the Knicks will win. You know what I mean? In my mind, the Knicks are not going to lose this matchup against the Pistons. I think, I'm hoping the mentality of this team changes once we get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that they didn't have a serious mentality throughout the league, but good teams kind of step up a little bit, step up their play, step up their toughness, step up the grit, step up the intensity. You know what I mean? I didn't see the intensity tonight. That's the one thing that bothers me. I didn't see. Okay, I understand a couple guys weren't playing, but you approach the game as if it's a closeout game because you're trying to clinch. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's how you approach it. If they approached it that way, towards the end of the game, I didn't see it that way. You know what I mean? I didn't see it that way towards the end. I didn't see the we got to go get this. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. Let me get to a call. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
That's 2128, Concord, North Carolina.
How you doing, man? How you feeling, man?
I'm going to be blunt.
Okay.
I am getting sick of Thibodeau constantly playing small guys on defense. You don't put 6'2" Deuce McBride on 6'8" Kate Cunningham. That should have been Bridges' assignment, not Deuce's. Why did he keep going that route? If Harder and Anunoby were allowed to play tonight, maybe things would have played out different. But no, he had to sit them. I am big. I mean, the combination of Tibbs and Rose has driven me up a wall the past 3 years because they're both consumed by the same thing, greed. On the one hand, Thibodeau is a hoarder who will only play the players he feels he can trust, leaving the rest of the bench to rot. By contrast, Rose is a waster, giving away draft capital like candy instead of investing in the draft capital with these short-sighted, get-rich-quick trade schemes. And with the trade for Bridges, draft capital will never recover.
Okay. So
the sooner we get rid of these two morons and we get a coach who prides himself in adaptability and tactical flexibility, and a GM who prides himself on building through the damn draft, Tibbs and Rose are going to run this team into the ground in the next few years. Mark my words.
So you don't think the Knicks built through the draft?
No. I mean, think about it. The last 3 years, what has Rose done with the first-round draft pick? Giving it away like it's candy.
Okay.
He wastes draft capital.
I mean, you're right. They did trade some draft capital. But the team that they had last season, a number of players were drafted, right? And then of course trade happens where you traded you traded for OG Anunoby, so you moved Emmanuel Quickly and you moved RJ Barrett. So I guess you can say to a point they built through the draft, and then they went in another direction. I mean, we still have players on this team that the Knicks drafted.
I'm just saying, with the way Rose gives away draft capital we could use, like candy, this team is jumping the shark.
Okay. I mean, I can't argue with you because he definitely traded away draft capital.
In short sight, get-rich-quick schemes, comparable to Isaiah Thomas, but definitely worse. Sure, Thomas was bad, but in his defense, you could say he was a player first, GM second. He didn't have a damn clue of what he was doing.
So you don't think,
right?
So you don't think this team with Jalen Brunson at the beginning of his prime, Karl Anthony Towns at the beginning of his prime, OG Anunoby at the beginning of his prime, Mikal Bridges at the beginning of his prime, you don't think you have 4 solid foundational players to build
give me
with?
a coach who can use them the right way.
Okay.
Tibbs has shown he can't.
Okay, but let's talk about Leon Rose though. Do you think that is a solid 4? And even Josh Hart, the beginning of his prime. I mean, and Mitchell Robinson. That's 6 players at the beginning of the beginning of their prime. And Mitchell Robinson might not have even reached the beginning of his prime yet. At the beginning of their prime, who are foundation pieces for this basketball team, who have another 4 to 5 years to grow and build together. You don't think that's a solid GM job or that's a solid way to build a team? And you still got Deuce.
I just don't like what was sacrificed to get to those players.
Okay. Got to sacrifice something though to get better.
But I'm just saying the sacrifices were too excessive from my perspective.
Okay. All right.
And as for tonight's game, Thibodeau is too damn stubborn to adapt to a more aggressive defensive setup. Up one into counteract. He stagnates offensively.
Okay. And what were you saying about him? What were you saying about the defense? You were saying it too stubborn to have a more aggressive defense?
To when Detroit got more aggressive.
Oh, okay.
Or rather, he chooses not to adapt when an opposing defense gets more aggressive.
How do you want him to adapt when the team gets more aggressive? How do you think he should adapt? How should he adjust? What do you think he should do to adjust when the team gets more aggressive?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe use guys who are more dynamic playmakers than Deuce or Tucker, like Kolek, Gaudier. They're in the same bubble.
I'm gonna be mum on that one. I'm gonna be mum on that one because I don't think either one of them can handle more aggressive defenses right now. I watched Kolek struggle against some more aggressive defenses. I don't know that they can. I'm not sure that they can. I'm gonna say that. I'm not sure that they can.
Or hell, even put in Beauchamp.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. But I respect your opinion, and I understand what you're saying. It's, for me, adjusting to those more aggressive type defenses is now, you got guys who can handle the ball like Jalen Brunson. Deuce can handle it a little bit. Cat can handle the ball on the mid post, right? You got defenses playing super aggressive. Now is really time where you cutting. You need guys cutting to the basket more. And you need guys who can pass to those cutters, right? To me, that's a few more adjustments to those aggressive defenses. You know what I mean?
But the problem is we've got a coach who's a damn tin soldier.
Okay. All right. Well, I understand what you're saying, Mets. I get it. I understand what you're saying, man. I understand what you're saying. Do you think the Knicks can beat the Pistons in the playoffs?
If I saw what happened tonight or this whole series after the first game, no. But if Tibbs gets his head out of his ass and actually adapts, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hope that Tibbs can do just that.
You mean get his head out of his ass?
Let's hope he does it. Mets, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for the call, bro.
Thanks.
I appreciate you. Peace. Gotta love a fired up fan base, man. Gotta love a fired up fan base. Gotta love it. This guy right here, the next person I'm gonna bring on the phone. I'm fired up to whip his ass in one-on-one. I'm gonna tell you that.
It's not gonna happen this time.
Because this dude is a bum and he talks a lot of trash. He can't hold my jock strap.
Tim, let me tell you something.
I'm too nice. I'm too nice for him, and he talks mad garbage. You know what I'm saying? And he can't hoop. This is Big Bubba, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody know who this is. Tim, first of all, let's make something very clear.
Make it clear, bro. Make it clear, because please do so.
I've been
most
hooping
things you say are
with the
not. I don't
kids
care if you've been hooping.
I've been hooping with the kids at my place I was working at before I transitioned to my new job.
That you were working at. So how long has it been since you transitioned?
I know you see.
No. How long has it been since you transitioned to the new job?
It's been like a week and a half.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And I want you to know,
and so by the time we play one-on-one, it'll be 6 months since you played any basketball, probably.
Tim, it don't matter. I'm not nice.
You're not nice.
I got the summer.
You're not nice. You're sorry.
Let me tell you something.
You are sorry. You are sorry, and you know it.
Tim,
I beat you when I was out of shape. I was out of shape.
I'm in shape.
I was out of shape. I was out of shape. And you were in shape,
Tim.
and I still dusted you off.
I was not in shape. I was drinking soda. I was overweight. And listen, I lost 33 pounds, baby.
I'm really happy that you lost 33 pounds too.
Over 33. I was almost 300 pounds. I'm about two. Everybody ain't see me. I ain't Big Bubba. I ain't Big Bubba like that no more, Sim.
Slim Bubba.
Listen, I
You're
lost
not
33
quite
pounds.
Slim
Baby.
Bubba
I
yet.
feel good. I run good.
Don't exaggerate.
I'm on the treadmill.
Don't exaggerate. You're not quite Slim Bubba yet. Don't exaggerate.
Hey, listen, that's fine. I'm on the treadmill.
Okay.
I run every day.
Okay.
Tim, I've never felt this good in my life, to be honest with you. I'm not even lying to you.
All of that is beautiful, and I'm so happy for you. I'm going to still bust your ass on the court.
All right, Sim, let me tell you.
And I'm going to make you go. You're going to go home like, damn, I need to work out. You're going to go home like, damn, I need to work out some more.
Listen, man, the way they got us training in my academy right now, trust me. I'm going to be good. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be good.
Okay. All right. Your shot is broke.
Hey, see, okay, I like that. Keep thinking that. I like that. Keep thinking that.
Like you have to see. Let me show you the difference, and then we'll get to the game. Let me tell you the difference. You have to do a lot of hard work for your shot to be on point, for for your game, for you to feel like your game is tight. You have to do a lot of hard work and all of that. What I do is just natural. It just happens.
Hey, listen.
It just happens.
Cause my hard work gonna win.
But see, I work hard too, though. See, that's the problem. See, mine just happens. I don't really have to think about, like, my shot is just, it's just kind of fluid. I don't have to think about it too much. My handle, I don't have to think about it too much.
Hey, Sim, listen. Hey, listen. I ain't got no stomach like that no more. I ain't gonna be hanging. All I drink is water. Like I said, I be on a treadmill. The cardio is great. I ain't gonna be huffing and puffing like that. Come on, Sim. This ain't the same Big Bubba, man. This ain't the same Big Bubba.
That's all good and well. You can't beat me though. But go ahead. Talk to me.
Sorry, hey, I just want y'all to know this is gonna be the trilogy. And Bubba's gonna come up on top. Pause.
Oh my God. I don't even know what you said.
But
go ahead, man.
Now we can get back to the game. I mean, we're talking about, it's literally the third to last game. I think the Knicks are just resting. I think the Knicks pretty much. I think all they got to do is win one more game out of the last. I think we got two more games left. We got to win one of the two just to be the third seed.
Yeah, we need to get one win or Indiana get a loss.
Yes, I think the Knicks are playing the numbers, son, really. I really think the Knicks are playing the number. I think the Knicks are going to let OG and Mitch rest. I won't be shocked if they let Cat get a couple of days off.
What you mean
I know
playing the
Brunson
numbers?
wants
What you mean by playing the numbers?
Well, I think they're either gonna try to beat either the Nets or beat the Cavaliers, or Indiana just loses. You know, we don't know.
So you mean just playing the odds that they're gonna win one of these games or Indiana's gonna lose one of those games? Basically, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Indiana plays Orlando tomorrow, and then they play Cleveland again on the 13th in Cleveland. Now, Cleveland is probably not playing any of their guys on the 13th. Orlando, right now, the Orlando Magic are the 7th seed. They're locked into that 7th seed. They can't. They're locked in. So they may not even play their guys tomorrow night either.
Yeah, we got to find out. We're going to find out.
Right? So the Knicks got to win one of these games because there's a good chance that Indiana's going to win out.
Yeah, they got a good chance.
Yeah.
They got a good chance.
So the Knicks got to win one.
Yeah, they definitely got to win one. I think.
Will you be upset? Will you be upset if the Knicks do not win one of these games?
Then we face the Bucks, right?
I don't even care about who we face. Will you be upset if they don't lock down the 3rd seed?
I would be a little bit because it is like we've been the 3rd seed literally the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And just to lose it at the end would just be a little like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'd be upset. I'd be upset because they controlled their destiny as far as that 3rd seed, and they didn't take control. You dig what I'm saying? It's not about us playing the Bucks.
I agree with you.
It's not about us playing the Bucks or the Pistons, right? Either series is going to be tough. It's about we did not take control of our own destiny, and that's the kind of mindset that you got to have to win a championship. You got to have that mindset that I am taking control. No one's going to stop me. I'm going to get what I want.
And to be honest, that's been one of the more irritating things about this season, son, just in general, where I feel like the Knicks have plenty of talent. I'm sorry, the Knicks have the talent. There's been times, like there's been games where we shouldn't have lost. Like, you know, I'm going back to the San Antonio game and the Hornets game. You know, games like that where it was like, yo, you don't even have to worry about these last 2 games. You would have had the 3rd seed locked up if you did what you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what we mean with the aggressiveness. To me, also, it shouldn't have to take getting the PJ Tucker to get some dog in the guys, man. It shouldn't have to have took all that. But you know, it's either here or there. And I think, I think we gotta.
But that's what PJ Tucker's here for, to bring that type of aggressiveness, to bring that toughness. You know what I'm saying? To bring that leadership. That's what he's here for.
Nah, I do agree with that. And Sim, let me tell you something, man. I hope this is not a situation where, you know, you get the, like, let's say we do keep the 3rd seed here. It's going to be the Pistons. Now you're talking about a team that's beating you. And I know, and the good thing is, you know, there's a difference between the playoffs and the regular season. But you got a young team that's like, yeah, we could beat these dudes.
I mean, yeah, they're thinking that.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just like Jason Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. He said the Pistons are not afraid of us. You can feel that. They're not afraid. They shouldn't be afraid. They better not be afraid. Right? If you're a team in the NBA, you shouldn't be afraid. But they have confidence. Right? They're coming into this series with confidence that they can beat us. I don't think they can beat us, but they're coming into the series with confidence. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
No, but I agree with you. I think I agree with. Shout out to my boy Benji, man. I miss my boy, man. That's one of my OGs at my job, man. It's about them. They have the confidence, and they're a young team. And you know, the biggest thing about young team is that they don't know any better. So for them, it's like, oh, we don't got to lose in the first round.
Well, of course.
Why not go to the second round? Why not beat the Knicks and then try to beat the Boston Celtics? Like they're thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks got to be on point. Again, right? I hate when these games when the Knicks are just up and then we just give up, man. We just start doing boneheaded things.
Well, we have a tendency, in my opinion, this basketball team has a tendency to relax. We get up, and it's like we feel like we won the game. It speaks to the mentality of the team. You know what I'm saying? We haven't developed that veteranism.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't think we earned the right to even act like that because we're not like Boston Celtics team. We're not a Cavaliers team that
But see that's the thing. That's the thing, though, Big Bubba. It's not about you earning the right to act like that. It's about that's just who you are. Whether or not you are that team, you approach it that way. Like you've got to have that mentality. Like that's a dominant mentality. We're playing sports. You've got to have the mentality that I'm taking what I want. And somebody's got to stop me from taking it. If you can stop me, okay. Right? And I just didn't feel like they had that type of edge in this game.
I don't think we had it this year, Sim. And I'm being real when I say that. Yeah. I don't think we had it this year.
Yeah, we didn't have that type of edge where we're like, we have a goal in mind and we will run through a brick wall to get it. You're gonna have to stop me. And when you try to stop me, you're leaving out with scars and bruises. You dig what I'm saying? And they don't have that type of mentality, in my opinion.
And
that
Sim,
bothers me.
You know what's crazy, Sim? What did me and you talk about earlier in the season? This is the year when everybody complained about the Knicks not having enough offense. They got Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker.
Yeah, right.
It didn't work out. We lost our identity.
Right.
Had to figure a few things out.
Yep.
I guess I'm saying again, I think this is what the Knicks got to do is that, okay, we learned this season, okay, we're a good team, but we're not mentally tough like we were last year. Because last year, Sim, I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of these leads we were giving up, we wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
Like, the Knicks were more like, nah, we fighting this.
Right.
But it's just this team, I'm not going to lie, Sim, this team just don't scream to me like, yo, we going to fight. Like, I think personally our starting five are too nice.
Well, we replaced, and I'm not saying we're not better or we don't have a better trajectory or we don't have a higher ceiling. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when we talk about characteristics, we replaced two fiery guys with two passive guys. Randall and DiVincenzo were replaced by Cat and Mikal Bridges. Randall and DiVincenzo were two fiery guys. Bridges and Cat are two laid-back guys. I mean, Cat has his moments where he's, yelling at the refs and screaming, "Oh my God," and stuff like that. But it's not intimidating anybody. You know what I'm saying? So we replaced, and we lost iHeart. J-Rocks, thank you. And we lost iHeart. So we replaced that toughness with some softness. So now we've got to find out where we get that toughness. We got to bring that toughness back. That's why PJ Tucker is on his team. He's not playing on the court that much, though, right? Because we have better players, but hopefully he's helping to bring the mentality. But we replaced our toughness with a little bit of passiveness. And I think that's a problem.
I agree with you.
I think that's a problem, without replacing that toughness. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, Sam, man. We gotta find it, and hopefully this playoffs we see it, because man, it's tough. But listen, we gotta win one of these games. We gotta win one of these games to be the third seed. So
we got to do it. I don't know. We got to take control of our own destiny. Take control. Big Bubba, I want you to take that lesson. Take that lesson with you. Take control of your destiny.
Oh, I'm taking control, man. Listen, when I win this, Sim, let me tell you something, man. When I win, this is going to be the best moment, man.
Okay. When you win what?
Win the game, man. Listen.
Against who?
Oh, man, I love it, man. I love it because
Against
you know
who?
what?
Against who? Against who?
I guess Mr. Simeon Russell himself.
Right. Oh, boy.
You know what, Sim?
Like I said, take control of your own destiny until somebody stops you, and you keep trying. And I will be the person who stops you, and eventually you'll stop trying because you'll realize I can't beat this dude.
Sim, if I win, I want the bucket hat. If I win, I'm saying it now on the show.
If you win, and I'm saying it right now on the show, if you win, I'll give you my monthly salary.
Oh, man.
What?
Okay.
What?
You bet in the house.
I'll give you my monthly salary.
Hey, Chad, you heard it here, Chad.
So now
he said, I don't even. He said, you big.
That's
bro,
how
I don't even need the monthly.
confident. That's how confident I am, bro.
Said, I don't even need the monthlies. I just want. Said, you know what I want, Sam? Just give me the bucket hat.
Okay.
Pass the bucket hat to me.
Mm-hmm.
And just, let me run MBK. It'd be my show for a little while.
Yeah. Okay. Same way you did Big Brother, Little Brother. Go ahead. You ready? Let me get to the next call. Let me get to the next call. All I'm saying is,
you gonna go there?
All I'm saying is, take control of your own destiny. Take what's yours. Take what you want. Ask Maggie Fresh. I took what I wanted.
Hey, man.
Ask her.
Sure.
She'll tell you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Listen, all I know is everybody better subscribe. My big brother got the show going on. I'm going to hang up because I'm going to be fair to the other callers.
Check this out before you go. Sean said, if Big Bubba wins, Sim, you got to start a petition to get Thibodeau out of New York. If Big Bubba wins, I will start a petition to get Tom Thibodeau out of New York. How about that? I will start a petition to get Tom Thibodeau out of New York if this man can beat me one-on-one. There we go. Big Bubba, I appreciate the time, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
Peace.
Peace out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the box score for the night. The Knicks lose to the Pistons 115-106 in a game where they could have locked down the third seed. The second game in a row, they could have locked down the third seed. They failed to do so. The Knicks were led in scoring by Karl Anthony Towns, the same guy we just said needs to toughen up. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, but just didn't get tough enough for me. Precious Achiuwa, 18 points. At one point, he was the leading scorer for the team. 18 points, 10 rebounds for Precious, 17 points for Mikal Bridges, 15 points for Jalen Brunson, 12 points for Deuce McBride, who started tonight in lieu of Josh Hart. Precious Achiuwa started in lieu of OG Anunoby. PJ Tucker played 26 minutes off the bench, 3 points, 6 rebounds. The longest amount, the longest amount of time he's played for the Knicks. Campaign played 14 minutes, 7 points. Landry Shamet had 9 points tonight. But the Knicks lose to the Pistons 115-106. The Pistons, ladies and gentlemen, young upstart Detroit Pistons were led by Cade Cunningham. 36 points, 8 assists tonight for Cade Cunningham. Jalen Duren started the game off with like 3 dunks in a row. right? 18 points, 13 rebounds for Jalen Duren, 17 points for Tobias Harris. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 10 points. Malik Beasley had 10 points, but the Pistons turned up the defense, turned up the aggressiveness, and the Knicks, there was nothing the Knicks could do. The Knicks didn't show the fight. They didn't show the dog in them. You know what I mean? That's disappointing. It's disappointing to me. You know what I mean? D. Cooler said, my signature will be the first on that petition. Wow. I want this brother up out of here. Magnum Boom said, that's a bet. Big Bubba, people are counting on you to beat me. They're counting on you. It's not going to happen, folks, so y'all might as well put your pens away. It's not going to happen. Sorry to tell you that. I don't mean to disappoint you, but Big Bubba can't beat me one-on-one. It's been tried. He tried couple of times, and he lost a couple of times. You know, he just can't do it. But anyway, the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the loss is disappointing only because I want them to lock down that third seed. I'll say it again, they can beat the Pistons. They should beat the Pistons. They better beat the Pistons. They got out-rebounded tonight, 35-34. 32 assists tonight for the Knicks, 20 for the Pistons. 11 steals, 6 blocks, 14 turnovers for the Knicks tonight. The Knicks shot 46.7% from the field. The Pistons shot 57%. 32% from the three-point line for the Knicks. 36.4% for the Pistons. The Knicks 78% from the free throw line. Points in the paint, Detroit 66-48. Points in the paint. Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart just tougher than the Knicks, in my opinion. Isaiah Stewart only had 6 points, but he was tough on the defensive side. You know, people say, well, he was fouling Cat, this, that, and the third. Cat's got to get tougher. Okay, maybe he was hacking and fouling. Then Cat's got to dip his damn shoulder and put it in his chest. Take the offensive foul, but send a message to the man, right? Take the offensive foul, but send a message like you are not going to try to bully me. Put your shoulder in his chest. He falls on the ground and stand over him and look at him. And don't even argue with the ref about the offensive foul because you know you did it. Like, send a message. We don't send messages. PJ Tucker has got to send a message. We need our main guys to send a message. Stop being suckers, man. Pistons, 66 points in the paint, Knicks 48. Second chance points, Pistons 16, Knicks 15. Fast break points, the Knicks win at 13-9. If toughness had a category, the Pistons would have won that. We got to get tougher. But like I said earlier, it might be perfect for the Knicks. The Knicks might need to play the Pistons in the first round so that they can build that toughness. You know what I mean? The Cooler said, Cade was throwing more elbows than the UFC and no calls. Hey, I'm not going to say that they weren't and that didn't happen. But, we can't cry about it. I'm talking about the players. The players can't cry about it. You just got to stand up and battle. You know what I mean? Kev said, we had no Josh, no OG, no Mitch. Of course, we're going to get out-rebounded. I mean, we got out-rebounded by 1, which means we could have out-rebounded them. You know what I mean? I'm not as much worried about getting out-rebounded by 1. I'm worried about just playing tough. That's what I'm worried about. You know what I mean? I'm worried about just playing tough. You know what I mean? Kevin said it was like every play pushing off. I get it. But, at some point, though, you got to forget about if they're playing fair. You got to forget about if the refs are making the calls, and you got to battle back. You know what I mean? That's I want this team to just battle back. I don't care if the refs are making a call or not. You know what I'm saying? Forget about talking to the refs. Forget about, throwing your hands up in the air, and just be tough-minded. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Just be tough-minded. You know what I mean? And play through all of that. Because it's just going to get worse in the playoffs. The whistles are going to get tighter in the playoffs. And the Pistons know this. The Pistons coaching staff, they know that the refs are going to let more go in the playoffs. So if the refs are already letting this go now in the regular season with the Pistons, what do you think is going to happen in the playoffs? They're going to let more go. And if we start crying and complaining and whining because we're not getting calls, talking about the players, not the fans, talking about the players. If that's where our mindset is, we'll lose. Word up. We will lose if that's what our mindset is going to be. You know what I mean? I ain't here for that. I don't. We can't lose to the Pistons. We got to change our mindset some, though, in my opinion. That's what I think. And I'm hoping that P.J. Tucker can help with that. P.J. Tucker got some playing time tonight. He's got to be out there on the floor with the team, kind of feel what this team is, how this team plays. He's learning in the locker room, this and that, and maybe he'll have a lot to say in the locker room. And maybe he can instill some of that tough mentality. Because the Knicks need it tremendously. Two games left to the season for the Knicks. Cleveland Cavaliers to Brooklyn Nets. We got to win one of those games. Cleveland didn't play their players tonight. Let me see. Tonight versus the Indiana Pacers, the Cleveland lost 114. Cleveland lost 114 to 112. All right, the Pacers with a win clinched the top 4 seed. Now they're gunning down, looking for that 3rd seed. But starting for the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight, Ty Jerome, Sam Merrill, Jared Allen, Dean Wade, and DeAndre Hunter. Right, so Mitchell, Darius Garland, all them guys, they was out. Their top 4 guys were out tonight. Does that mean they're going to play tomorrow? It's maybe. Maybe they just didn't want to play him on a back-to-back. Right? So maybe they might play tomorrow. And also, maybe they're looking at the schedules and saying there's a very good chance that we'll play the Indiana Pacers in the playoffs. So we're not going to give them any confidence by having them win or find something against with our entire squad out there. They might be thinking the same thing for the Knicks. They're probably assuming the Knicks will win, or maybe they're like, we'll do the same thing against the Knicks. The Knicks will beat us, and then we'll be locked into playing against the Indiana Pacers. Maybe that's a matchup they like. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But if they think that there's a chance that they'll play the Knicks in the playoffs, they may not play everybody again so that the Knicks can't get an idea of how they're going to play against, you know how that type of strategy goes sometimes. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. Still Knicks. My man Ron, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling? Love my guy, Ron. Said, what is up with our focus down the stretch of games? I don't know. We've seen it against Boston. We've seen it tonight. Bad turnovers, missed calls by the coach. bad shots, bad decision making. I don't know. I don't know what's up with us down the stretch of games. And maybe it's just a bad stretch. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get that focus together. Too many turnovers down the stretch. Kev said too many turnovers down the stretch. We've got to get that focus together. I'm going to tell you what's going to be great. It's having this week off. Whatever happens, 3rd or 4th seed, we will know who we play in the playoffs. You know what I mean? We will know who we are playing. So we'll have time to rest and focus in on that team. You know what I mean? And hopefully our focus will pick up. You know, just with having a week off, one team to focus on, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully our focus level picks up and we can execute down the stretch of games. Because we haven't been executing like that down the stretch of games. It's been faulty. You know what I mean? So the week break is going to be good. The Knicks will get a chance to practice together. They need that time together. You know, prepare for whoever they're playing, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely looking forward to that for the Knicks. That, you know, little bit of time off to get their minds right, get their minds focused. You know. Yeah. Still Knicks fans. Said, I hope so, Sim is giving me deja vu of 3 years ago. Oh, don't say that. I don't want to see 3 years ago. We don't want that. I feel what you're saying, though. I feel what you're saying. I do think, I don't know, man. This team still lacks some leadership. That it worries me about the team, like on-court leadership. Even though Jalen Brunson is out there, he has a lot of learning to go to do, you know, as a leader on the floor and all of that stuff. You know, I feel like this team does lack some on-court leadership. That's why Chris Paul would have been so perfect for this team. I mean, the Knicks need that. This team needs that on-court leadership. They need someone who can lead the toughness, those type of things. I'm hoping that this playoff stretch, this playoff run, I'm hoping the Knicks develop these things within. You know what I mean? That's what I hope. You're growing and you're developing, and you know, because some of that comes with, you know, going to war, going to battle, battling together. You know what I'm saying? Fighting out of the trenches together. Some of that, you know, comes, you know, becoming a grizzled vet together. You know, some of that comes just from seasons like this and getting into tough battles in the playoffs and that stuff. You know what I mean? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to win. We didn't get the win. I'm hoping that we can do it tomorrow night. Lock down the 3rd seed tomorrow night. Throw away the Brooklyn game if that's what you want to do. Let everybody rest. You know, get an extra couple of days of rest and all of that. You know, take care of it early. Then you can do things like that. I mean, it's lock it down tomorrow. Take care of it tomorrow. And then coast out the final game of the season and start preparing for the Pistons. You know, we lock it down tomorrow. You can start preparing for the Pistons after the game tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about the Brooklyn Nets. You can start preparing for the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? You can rest a little bit. Your mind can rest a little bit because you locked it down. You don't have to worry. You don't have to think about that. And you can really start getting your mindset ready for the playoffs. That's what I'm trying to do tomorrow night. We need it tomorrow night. You know what I mean? First, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The game is not on. And here's the thing. When we played the Boston Celtics the other day, the game was on TNT. Right? So if the game is on TNT, you know they're going to require certain people play. Tomorrow night's game is not on TNT. It's not on ESPN. It's not on anything. Right? So there's a good chance those guys don't play tomorrow. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. It's a good chance they don't play. The game is in Madison Square Garden. Knicks get the win. I don't care. Play your guys. Just get the win. And take it home. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everyone who's called in. I will see you tomorrow night. And I'll be expecting a victory dance tomorrow night. You know, and Big Bubba, if you're still listening, you better get your rest now. Start strategizing. You got 6 months or something to strategize on what you're going to do when you get your ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, folks, I'm out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.